Hello, world. Welcome to the OG Ty Podcast. This is your host, Tyrone Dawson. And on today's episode, we are going to discuss some situations on how people create their own lifestyle on the way how they want to live. Regardless of this economy, how expensive rent is, and how expensive houses are when it comes to purchasing a home. A 70-year-old man pays $370 per month to live in an airplane he bought for $100,000 from a salvage yard. And he said, "I have no regrets." Let's get to the story, people. Let's see exactly what's going on. And you may be able to create a lifestyle if you feel like you are being taken advantage of when it comes to rent and also purchasing a home. In the early 70s, Bruce Campbell paid $25,000 for 10 acres of land in Hillsbury, a suburb of the Portland, Oregon. The electrician engineer, who now is 73 years old and resides in a parked plane on his property, tells News, "Make it the dream became when he saw an airplane boneyard on the TV when he was just 15 years old. He decided he wanted to live in one. So, in 1999, Campbell resolved to following through, but he had no idea on how to go about doing it. So guess what he did? He hired a salvage company to find a plane for him. So when you see a vision and you want to take advantage of how you want to get to where you want to be in life, sometimes all you have to do is do your researches, which Campbell did, and he got the plane that he wanted. But there's a lot more information with this plane that he wanted to talk about. "That was a whopping class mistake," he said. "I'd never do that again. Savage's company are wreckers," Mr. Campbell said. "I highly recommend just buying a jetliner, completely intact and completely functional, except maybe the removal of the engine." After months of searching, the company found Campbell a Boeing 727 that holds 200 people, jetliners that was 1,066 square feet and weighs about 70,000 pounds. It was found in Greece and is a part of American history, he said. The plane was used to transport the remains of the airline owners, Austro Oasis, in 1975. The late Greek Genesis shipping mogul was married to the former First Lady, Jacqueline Kennedy, Oasis at the time of his death. Campbell said he paid $100,000 for this plane, and the plane was flown from Greece to Oregon to prepare it for him to take ownership. Once the aircraft was ready, it was towed to Campbell's land through the streets of downtown Hillsbury. That process includes of removing the engine and other elements that makes it so the plane can never drive again. And the total cost for everything was $120,000. When you live in a structure like this, you feel a little more fulfilled with your life, he said. And if you are an engineer scientist or anyone who's appreciate elegance and beauty of craftsmanship, he spends around $15,000 and 2 years making this plane into his own personal home. So guys, what do you think? Will you be willing to take this risk? If you have bought land for $25,000 and you want to put whatever you want on your land, like an airplane, pay your taxes, and don't have to pay no rent. So do you think this is a good situation on his behalf? Also, Campbell added a makeshift shower, a temporary sink, a portable washing machine, a refrigerator, and a food service cart from another plane that serves as his pantries. In place of the stove, Campbell has a microwave and a toaster oven, which he barely uses. He said, I'm a nerd. I don't cook. So if it's minimum kitchen area, he said, I'm all with it. Next to the kitchen area, Campbell has his first futon sofa, which double up as his own personal bed area and his work bench. His monthly expenses are $370 per month, which includes $220 a month in property taxes and between $100 to $250 for monthly electricity. So guys, he's living a dream. He's living how he want to live, not by the rules. So what do you guys think about this? Now, Campbell spends his time restoring old computer systems, fixing different electrical systems on the airplane, and letting people come over and tour his aircraft. So he created this now as a museum. He said, I have no regrets about pursuing this vision. In my experience with my guests, I believe that humanity will embrace the vision, host, heated in enough proportion that we can utilize every jetliner which retires from service, he said. So basically he said, if a jet no longer works or airplane, purchase that airplane or jet, put it on your land, and create a museum where people can come and be tourists. You can charge people for this because they love historical things like this. When you go to other countries, they love stuff like this. So he created a path for himself where he live on this plane, and also he probably charging people for a tour. Also, because he spent his time between the U.S. and Japan, he hope is to one day have a plane home there too also, for intended to put a home which I love in a land. I love and with people I love, he said, adding with a laugh, I can simply regain my youth again. Everything will be fine. So guys, what do you think about that? What do you think about this situation? You have a guy here who created his own lifestyle. You have a gentleman here who created his own path. All he has to do is purchase the land. When you put anything on your land, you have to pay property taxes. After that, you don't have no mortgage. You don't have no rent. So you can basically do whatever you need to do in situations on creating your own lifestyle. So guys, that was one story that we have today on today's episode. We're going to take a break right fast, and we're going to come back with the second story. So get your popcorn, get your wine. Just in time, we will be back here at the OG Pod Time, the OG Time Podcast, and just wait because we will be back. Peace. Once again, creating your own path, your own destiny, creating the lifestyle that you want. And on this next episode, this is a 23-year-old man who pays $1,100 per month in rent to live in an apartment the size of a parking spot. Not a garage, a parking spot. In 2020, Alex moved into a 95 square foot apartment in Manhattan in East Village. He paid $1,000 per month. People might call this place just a room or a closet, but to him, it's his home. Alex told CNBC that he makes the best of his situation. The 23-year-old barber, biker, messenger, and content creator found an apartment on Zillow and only got to see the space and photos before he moved in. He was a little bit shocked when he saw how small this apartment was, but I really wanted to try living in this area, he said. Guys, you know, people want to be in New York so bad, they would do anything to be in New York. And this situation goes with this guy and his situation. Any space can be moved into a home, no matter how big or how small the space is. You gotta just put love into your home. This guy, mom, co-signed his lease and to upfront the cash for him to move in. The total was $2,000, $1,000 for the first month rent, and $1,000 for the security deposit. His rent has since increased to $1,100 per month. His 95 square feet apartment is 16 feet by 8 feet, or about the size of a parking spot. This guy's tiny apartment doesn't come with a bathroom. Instead, the 5-story building has resident shares to 3 bathrooms and 2 showers. They are located on each floor. Living here can sort of feel like you're in college dorms because of the space and the amenities that he shared with other people. Sometimes you see your neighbors in a towel or a bathrobe. You sort of just get used to it. In addition to not having a bathroom, the apartment also lacks a traditional kitchen. This young man has an electric cooktop that sits on the top of his dresser that he used as a food storage. So guys, would you move up New York in a 95 square feet? If you don't know what a 95 square feet is, just walk in your bathroom with the tub and just assume that you put another tub beside that tub. That's the square feet that he has. And he's paying $1,100 per month in the city of New York. If you don't know, New York is the highest place to purchase a home. New York is the highest place to purchase an apartment. So if you do not have the money, please do not go up New York, because $1,100 is basically a closet space. But if your job is located in New York and you got to do what you are from New York and you got to do what you got to do, hey, to each his own. The apartment has a sink in the corner with a medicine cabinet, which he refers to as his bathroom area. It also has one closet and a small low space where he stores his clothes and all his barber tools. The main benefit of living in such a small place is that it makes you appreciate things and be mindfulness on how people are living, he said. You really can't just go out and buy random things because you don't have the space to store in this apartment. He has been living in the East Village apartment for 2 years now. He told News, make it that easy this year when his rent went up to $100. He didn't mind the increase because he doesn't pay any utilities. He added that although he planned on staying in the 95 square feet apartment for another 3 years, it will probably be his last. So that was the experience with this situation and this young man. He has his own place. So regardless how big or small it is, it's his own place where he can call home. And also on this next situation on living your vision out, this is a phenomenal story of 3 guys who created an abandoned high school for $1,000 and turned it into a 31-unit apartment. And now they are renting out rooms and also living in it. When the abandoned high school in Homestead, Pennsylvania, was listed for sale in 2019, Jesse saw an opportunity. The seller was asking for just $100,000. The 30-year-old real estate agent brought the school and then reached out to a friend who was connected with him to another friend named Adams, a 35-year-old real estate investor and owner of an audio-video business. I was made aware of the school, and to be very honest, I wasn't sure what to make the most sense to do with this building, he told CNBC News. But for that price, I had to acquire it and hope we can come up with a good option in the future. So for 2 years, the friends went back and forth on what to do with the construction. They considered a welding venture, a beer garden, and even a WeWork space for other people. So guys, all of these opportunities are out for you to make a way for you, your family, even if you have best friends, because there's no excuses out here. You can come up with all types of excuses, but while the people who use their mind and move forward, while you are making excuses, they are making future plans. When we had big eyes, and after 2 years of spinning our wheels, all the professionals told us that all the roads lead to resident situations. The two realized they needed help and connected with another buddy named Dan, a 41-year-old full-time development and multifamily property manager. These old buildings can be very challenging and conversed, he said, but we were willing to deal with the obstacles and take a risk regardless of what use we will have to do. We know that at its cost, it would be able to find some use in it that would be generational enough return to satisfy everyone. The former high school classmate became a new modern apartments, and the in-unit washer and dryers, and the audience turned into a space for video games, arcade rooms, and also football atmospheres, which were designed by Chrissy Norman. They also added a full gym with a half-court basketball, weight facility, and a place where you can store your bikes on the lower floors. The three partners was hoping to get around 60 apartments, but at the end, they were left with only 25,000 square feet in leasable space footage due to the large hallways, stairways, gyms, auditorium, which amounts to 31 apartments. Added that it was important for them that the building retain some of the school elements. We work closely with a National Park Service to ensure that. Keep it as historical as they can, he said. We went out on our way to ensure the school kept its historical look. The partners receive a historical tax credit from the federal levels, and the state of Pennsylvania would not disclose the exact amount. After purchasing the school in May of 2019, construction on the building started at the beginning of 2020 and wrapped up in October of 21. The finished product bores about 27 one-bedrooms apartment and 4 two-bedrooms apartment. The partners also added a solar panel to the school roof to help with their mineral footprint. Leasing starts in October 2021, and after just 6 months, the building reached 100% occupancy. So guys, the whole building is now occupied with residents who are paying rent. And they only purchased this building for $100,000. I'm pretty sure they put about at least $1 million into it. So just say $1.1 million, and they got 31 rooms out of this school. So you do the math. 31 rooms, just say at $2,000. You do the math. They're going to make their money back in 2 years, and also they have generational wealth. So listen to what I'm telling you guys. Instead of you complaining about what you can't do, start from the bottom. Build things up. Build it to a living situation where you will live in it, rent it out, or sell it. That's how you make money in the real estate industry. The finished product boosted 27 rooms. And they said the rent in the building ends up at $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom unit and $1,650 for 2-bedroom units. When it comes to sharing profit and expenses, all three said that they split everything based on potential share of the building. So 3 guys split everything down the middle, 50, 50, 50. Everybody get a piece split down the middle. So guys, if that's not a come up or an inspirational situation, I don't know what you talking about. When Continental learned that the school across the street from their property was for sale, it was already under construction and contract with another investor. I told the guys that if they can deal even far through, they need to jump on buying the building across the street, he said. At the first, Wig was a bit hesitant, but Connell and his buddy was ready to go all in. Jesse came around and we did acquire it. I think it was an amazing move and we are all very happy. Wouldn't you be happy if you had money coming in? If you had income coming in of something you created and you have occupancy of 100%, all of your rooms are being occupied and people are paying you rent every month. Basically, you can live there for free. Come on, people. About it and have been very lucky. The guys also are celebrating on working on and achieving a second building. The second school purchased in 2020 in August that cost $90,000 said their expenses with the school has been very different. The first property needed to be renovated entirely. The second one did not, but it does not look like a haunted house. When the building was looking nice, you got a lot of people bidding on them. So you also want them to look like or not a haunted house so they won't be creeped out. So you have less competitive and less people to deal with. So there you go, guys. These are the stories that people created with their own vision. You can do the same thing. Get off your butt. Create something for yourself. And before you know it, 5-10 years later, you'll look back and be like, I did it. You can either rent it out or sell it. But guys, we're not going to go too far. Stay tuned for the next episode here at the OG Ty Podcast. This is your host, Tyrone Dawson, and I want to say be safe, stay blessed, and we are out. Peace.